Welcome to a very empty, aside from like 3 other people, Sleaford Station. We are going back into Lincoln once again today to go and have a general look-see about, and to go and terrify the people that I bought this camera from, because they probably think I'm going to return it when actually I'm just filming a couple days away. But yeah, let's go ahead and wait for another train, which is meant to be in at 14:06, and it is currently, if I can get to my phone, you can't even see it, it says 13:24, but there is a pigeon over there. So welcome back to return of the Lincolnshire travels and return of the station pigeon. There it is, just minding its own business. Oh, there's 2 of them. So now we are off of trains 1, 2, 3, 7, 52 and 86, and off a couple of buses, and now we're at the edge of bar 67. I don't know what happened to the other 66, but yeah, that's the only surviving one apparently. But it does look pretty nice here. Obviously we got really lucky with the UK weather, because it's sunny, there's blue sky, and not sat in front of a computer screen, and apparently they're busy having work done. And now we're out by the edge of Lincoln Cathedral, which is absolutely massive. Like seriously, this thing, it does not do it justice, but it is very tall, and well, it goes on for quite a while. But we're having a little bit of a look around at the moment. We're going to try and find one of the local businesses, and then probably, I don't know, Radio Lincolnshire is nearby, so there is a possibility that we could also pop up there and say hello. And we also have a Volvo that's decided to make an appearance apparently. Is that an automatic? No, that's a manual. That's a 6-speed manual. And now we're outside. Yep, we are back around the edge of Lincoln Cathedral yet again, but this time it's night. In fact, I do actually have my phone on me, so hopefully it might recognise the time. Time. Is it going to focus? It is! It is 9:52. So, ooh, everything's gone dark. Nope, there we go, everything's back again. Cool, wonderful. Love working with no auto ISO on my camera. So much easier. But it's essentially just having a little look around at the moment, because this area is meant to sort of like light up at night. I mean, to be fair, we do have a light up there, but that's about all that we've found so far. Apart from that, a tiny little light just all the way in there. There we go. It's quite a zoom for my poor old camera, but yeah, there's not really as much light as I thought there would be, but then again, we are standing next to bright street lights, so maybe if you move further around, the lights might actually have a proper light effect. I don't know, let's go have a look. So moving a little further down, this is kind of like an arch and stuff that you can walk under. Thankfully, my camera is actually pretty good at picking up all the tiny details on here, which is obviously fantastic, and yes, there is a natural echo, but still turning back around, there is the almighty cathedral. This building is genuinely massive. I cannot, no matter how hard I've tried, I cannot get that thing all in one photo. It's got to be like stitched together from 17 different photos of 80 different angles or something, I don't know. Way off down there is probably what we're going to end up exploring tomorrow, which is, I believe, the Magna Carta pub, some tourists, a tourist holding a camera, and a couple other areas down there, which is going to be a very, very interesting. But I don't quite know what we're doing next. I'm going to probably assume that we'll end up probably back over at the hotel and wrapping up day one, but who knows, we might find something interesting in the meantime. Here's something a little interesting for you, and we're probably going to revisit it in daylight so you can actually see it, but over here is kind of a little Roman Lincoln remnant. I've got no idea if you can read it, but I will try my best to force my camera to focus so you can. In fact, there we go, there's a whole little bit about it. If you want to read some more, feel free to go ahead and just pause the video there. But it's actually kind of cool. I don't really know what sort of would have been around here, but it's certainly something. Camera focus, please. Hark, we've got focus. Let's go. That's what I wanted. Oh, don't know where they're going. The local cop can't go in somewhere. But yeah, it's honestly pretty cool down here. It's very, very chilled out tonight, which for this place being as busy as I think it might be, I'm kind of surprised, really. In fact, there's another car going up alongside us. I wonder what it's going to be. Shall we see? Yeah, let's have a look. What have we got? We have got... It's a Jaguar. Very nice. Okay. Well, there we go. Back in hotel room now. It is... If I can get my watch to focus. I don't think it wants to, but it is currently around 11:45, which is where we're going to be calling it day one. And then hopefully it's starting off day two tomorrow with, well, probably a couple of views of the outside world, which at the moment you can see it's a wonderful shade of curtain. And, well, we'll just go and see where it goes from there, I guess. So, on to day two. Well, good morning, welcome back to the infamous stairwell of stairwells that goes all the way down there and then all the way back up there. So we're going to go ahead and have a little bit of a look around Lincoln and seeing what we can find and who's around there. And here we see we are currently at the top of the medieval wall walk over at the edge of Lincoln Castle. We can see for miles we've got building number something over there. We have got probably about one of the steepest flights of stairs I've had to climb in a very quick sort of time in, well, ever. And then I think over the back of that is the jail, which is just way off over there, and we'll just let it be over there. But we're gonna go ahead, have a look around, have a look at the views off the top of here, and go and see what we've got and what we can find. So, a little bit further on, there's probably the steepest set of stairs I have ever seen. Like, seriously, this goes down a very long way. I don't know where it goes, don't know what it does, but we're just going to venture down here, and if anything, this SD card is probably going to become lost footage if anything goes very, very badly wrong. So let's go ahead, venture down. Oh my god, these stairs. This keeps going. I don't know what this thing is, but I know it's a thing. As to what the thing is, well, I don't know. So down here is very, very echoey, and oh my god, there's more stuff. There's a door there. Can't get out there, but tried. They wouldn't let me out. There's apparently even more down there, which is honestly kind of nuts. I don't even know what this place is. I'm probably going to find it out and put it on screen about here, what it's meant to be, but it's certainly something, let me just put it that. I spy a Herbie. I spy a Herbie. And a Porsche too. So a little further down from where we were down at one of the areas which apparently used to be a gallows. Yeah, interesting. But now we're down to, well, I don't really know, to be honest. We've got the back of the courthouse just there. But going over to here, it's a bit more, the wall continues on for a very, very long way. Seriously, we've not even got like half the way around. We're lucky if we're about a quarter at this point. But the views from the top of here go on for ages, and somebody's just set off a car alarm. Isn't that wonderful? But yeah, we'll go ahead and continue having a little bit of a look around. And there's a windmill over there too. I don't know if you can quite see it, but if I just go ahead and zoom in a little ways, you can just about see the top of it all the way over there. Moving on a bit further down, over here is essentially we'd have your drawbridge, and apparently down here it looks like there used to be a bit of a moat around here way back when. In fact, there is just a little plaque down here. Let's go and see if we can read anything off it. Oh no, that's about Lincoln Lunatic Asylum. Right, moving on. So moving over the back here, we've got Lucy's Tower, and I don't really know what this building is just, you know, here, but if anybody does know, please can you let me know, because it's half building to half grass verge. I'm very intrigued. And now we're over at the edge of yet another tower, of which I've just known the name of and I've immediately forgotten because I'm an absolute professional. But it was built by William the Conqueror back in 1068, 2 years after the Battle of Hastings. To our left-hand side, we've got the Victorian prison, which we're probably going to go and take a look at in a bit and try not to get locked in the cell of. And then we're going to go and have look, I can't. And then probably going to have a little bit of a look around, tea, coffees, all the usual stuff you do on a nice warm sunny day, because yes, it's warm and sunny, and this is very unlike Britain, so I'm a little concerned. I might have woken up in a different country, but yeah, we're going to go ahead and have a little bit of a look around. And just a heads up, if you come here, it's cool, but the steps in places are very, very steep. A bit further on, and there's apparently the observatory tower. Oh my god, there's a lot of stuff in here. Okay, where do we look first? We have got steps that lead up to, well, I don't know where, and I don't know if I want to know where. We've got some areas over here closed. I don't look very I mean, to be fair, saying that, it does look a bit shocked because I'm the only one in here, but yeah, it goes on for a while. It feels like a bit of a maze, and this is how tall I am, and this is how far away from the roof it is. There's some very low arches in here. Well, I decided to go and check out the observatory tower with a staircase to literally everywhere, and you had a pretty decent view from here. But going a little further round, you actually get quite, oh my god, there's more stairs. So all that aside, you do get a very wonderful view from the top here. It's honestly actually quite nice. But how many stairs does one of these places? Oh, I've just noticed it goes up a very long way. Well, I decided to climb the tower a little bit further, and all the views from here are still pretty great. I'm not sorry for that pun, but I would go further. But there is currently a pigeon nesting up there, and I do not want to disturb it because I don't want to have a pigeon come flying at me on probably the steepest, tightest, smallest stairs known to mankind. And once again, we find ourselves back in prison. No, not for any wrongdoings or terrible puns this time. I'm very sorry. But this is the edge of Victorian prison, still exactly left how it was. There's a door there that leads to nowhere. And in here, what have we got? We have got medieval life in a Lincoln castle, or in the Lincoln castle, I should say. There's a whole bunch of different things, of which it will take a long time to read all of, so I'm just going to do a little bit of a pan around and show you what's going on at all the stuff here, which is honestly quite interesting. In there is the Magna Carta vault, which sadly I cannot do photography of, but oh well, I did try. And then over here we have got medieval siege warfare, with that fired out of one of them. And now here I am back outside. I'll tell you what, inside there is cool, but it is creepy as anything. Seriously, I hope the footage kind of put across what it was like in there. But yeah, I'm kind of at a loss for words, really. I genuinely don't know what to say, but it was certainly something. Let me just say that. Next, we're probably going to go into a bit further into Lincoln again and sort of take a look about and see what we can find. But it is currently, if I go and find my phone, we did this earlier, we're going to do it again. You can't see it, but it's 13:38 currently, so we're going to go see what we can find. Here we are now on the edge of sort of, I don't really know what this area is. I think this is probably the Bailgate Lincoln. There's Radio Lincolnshire down there, which I might be tempted to go and say hello to. And then we've got more things all the way off down there. That area goes through to Museum of Lincolnshire Life, which we've not yet had a chance to have a look at yet, but I wouldn't mind actually going and having a look at myself to go and see what's there. But I think next we're probably going to take a little bit of a further walk around and see what else we can find, because we found some pretty interesting things so far, and where we were filming just now was also pretty interesting. And yes, like usual, we're back by the edge of, yes, another whiskey shop, because we always seem to encounter those when we're filming, especially back out in Scotland, and now we've stood next one in Lincoln. These things are following me. So, another cool place down here is known as Steep Hill. It goes on for ages, and the hill essentially goes down and further down like that. It's actually kind of interesting. And over here, as pointed out by somebody with me, we have got Steep Hill, Britain's Great Street 2012 winner, which is actually honestly pretty cool.
Lovely, thank you.
And so we end up outside the Magna Carta, not the actual Magna Carta unlike earlier, but a pub called the Magna Carta, which is actually a really, really nice place to go. Had some absolutely fantastic food. It was a nice set of, I think it's a double burger, bacon with chips and also some lettuce too, which was fantastic. And hopefully I remember to put that on the screen, because if not I'm going to feel a bit stupid. So going through the archway, which is very, very echoey. We went through here last night, but now we're going through here in the, it's not quite so much night, but more sort of early evening. But yeah, here's what I tried to do for how big Cathedral is. So I'm just going to walk a very long ways back over here, because I tried to stand over here last time, right in the very corner, to try and get everything in frame, and it's still not quite in frame. This place is massive. Honestly, it is absolutely huge. And a pretty cool thing is, over here we've also got like a Porsche SUV of some description, of which I have not a clue what it is. All I know is that it is one. a bit later on now, and I realised I never really showed you the outside of the hotel we're staying at, so I'm going to go over to the far corner so I can get it all into one sort of frame. There's an Audi going past. Hello Audi, how are you? Doing good? Yes, that's good. But that is where we're staying. Bar 67 is way down there. Have I found it? It's sadly not. But this place is the Lincoln Hotel, which has literally recently just been bought, and oh dear, it needs some work, let me just put it that way. I'll do a full rundown of the room for you tomorrow, although to be fair, the room itself is probably already pretty run down. Anyway, we'll get onto that tomorrow, but for now it might be another clip sort of inside the hotel having a look around or whatnot, or it might just be the start of tomorrow's clips. I really don't know what I'm going to film next, but plus is, at least we have blue sky. So we're now down here at breakfast the next day. I thought I'd actually, do some proper commentary. I know I've got the whole sort of montage style thingy, but I thought I'd actually show you all what we've got for breakfast. We've got some good old bread and fashioned toasters over here. We've got some crumpets. In fact, there's not many left. There is some. We've got all the jams and stuff over there. And yeah, there's also a few things over there, but there's people over there, and I'm trying not to get them in the photo at the moment. Photo, video, what am I on about? So a little later on, we've had a bit of breakfast. Now just heading up to the hotel room, of which I'm going to try and see if I can give you a little bit of a tour around. So this should be pretty interesting, let me just say that. But good news today, the weather is very sunny, so hopefully might be able to film quite a fair bit. And now here is the room. Everybody else is probably just waiting for me outside, so I've got to be quick. But the room rundown, it kind of did that itself, because this here feels like wood. Genuinely, it's got like a massive divot in the middle. It goes sort of like that. So that's not exactly the most fun thing on the planet. But the good bit is we have a mirror. Hey, I wonder who that is. Down here, there's I don't know what that is on the middle of the plug. And to be quite honest, I don't think I want to know. But good news is we do have a kettle, coffees, teas, and other various assorted drinks. And yes, you guessed it, another mirror. Going to the bathroom again. The trend is that we have a square bog. I don't know why. The bath, well, it's not exactly the cleanest. I mean, if I just go and yeah, it's not greatest. And we also have, yes, you guessed it, another mirror. And, yeah, don't think that's meant to be there. And the greatest invention is, if I go ahead and move this along, we have a lock that doesn't lock. Yes, useful, I know. But other than that, it's still been pretty decent. The food was alright, a little overpriced, but it's alright. But now, let's go ahead and continue the day, because we've got a lot of travel to do, and people are probably wondering where I've gone, so come on, let's go. And while we're down here, the other thing that I never actually got a chance to show you was, we saw a Baron a while ago, but this is the 1960s Baron here by Rosie Abel-White, and yeah, there's quite a fair few of these around Lincoln and various Lincolnshire businesses, but yeah, I've not seen this one till now, so hello good sir, how are you doing? Having a good day? Good, wonderful. Right, onward out to Lincoln, and we're going to go ahead and try and find some cool shops. Hopefully, maybe I might find an HMV and get a new couple of CDs or something. I mean, to be fair, does anybody even still use CDs anymore? And just when you thought they couldn't get any more interesting, there's a Nissan Cube. So we're in a little area of Lincoln known as Cornhill Quarter. I had to stop and remember what it was for a second. There's an HMV that we're going to go and take a look at and see what's in there. But it's honestly interesting, because we've been to Lincoln a few times before, and I've still not been around here yet, which is mad. So a bit later on, and now we're down by the edge of Waterside shopping area and the Moonraker floating tea room, of which I was just able to have a conversation with the person that runs it. It was fantastic, honestly. Really a nice little spot, so if you're ever in Lincoln, stop by there. I've not been paid to say it, but I kind of wish I was. There's a couple boats going back and forth throughout here, which is pretty cool to have a look at. This was one of them, I think. It's got something on the back. I can't read what is on it, but it's got something on there. And the cool thing is, there's also a bridge here as well, so you can go ahead and get like your photos, your videos, your whatever, all the way through there. And on the other side, but again, like earlier, there's people on the other side, so I'm not going to disturb them, because I don't know if I want to be in video or not. So here we are now back over at the edge of Skeg Station, sadly. But now it is time to go and get a bus to go home, and I can go and start editing this video. So I hope you have enjoyed watching this little adventure of going out into Lincoln for a good couple of days, going for a little bit of an explore, and I'll see you all in the next one. Cheers very much for watching. Leave a like, all the fun stuff. You know what to do. Comment, subscribe, share, please, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya!